All right, as long as you're ready, because here's the thing. I'm not...
It's all about me.
We are well aware of that, guys.
Stop it.
Welcome to 2024.
It's my year.
It's been... I could have said it in 23. Could have said it in 22. I could have said it during COVID. I could have said, this is Ashley's year. Because it's all about Shlee.
Okay.
Who's that girl? I know there's a pandemic going on, but it's all about Ashley. Ooh, it's her world. Aside from my normal being just mentally unwell,
yeah,
I am physically unwell today.
We're going to get to that. I just saw those gnarly wounds on your leg.
Did you see me walk?
No, I wasn't paying attention.
Good, because this is the gait of a man who has no business playing American baseballs.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Hey guys, welcome to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts. I'm broken. I'm broken. Guys, hey guys, welcome to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts. I'm Brandon. I'm also Brandon, and I'm Brandon, because physically I'm in 3 different places right now. I'm 3/4 of the Cold Hands, Warm Hearts podcasting quartet.
Hi guys, I'm Ashley Engle. I'm the other 4th. Welcome to episode 107. How's everybody? I hope your summer's
Unwell.
broken.
Honestly, how physically, pieces I am. You know what?
His leg is, it's like scraped up.
Dude,
good.
You haven't seen my hip.
Ugh.
It don't lie. And but it does seep.
Ew.
Pus
oozes.
Pus and gushing. Was that one of your children kicking my dog's bowl across?
Could have been.
If it's not my dog, it's one of your... Is Hope nosing around in the
trash?
In the trash there? She's got it up. No, listen. I think that...
Yeah.
How physically damaged I am today.
Okay.
Haven't had time to think about my mental state.
Well, that's what you got to do. Great. Distract yourself from it.
Sometimes you go and you slide in dirt to cleanse your mind.
Solve your problems.
Slide in dirt to cleanse your mind. It is thank you for attending my TED Talk.
Well, let's start
Money,
there.
please.
Let's start there, actually, because we're back, guys, from a beautiful and relaxing week at the lake. I'm really proud of our first remote episode. We did it.
We got it over the net for sure.
We did it.
That's all I care
I feel like the audio quality was even better than the week before.
The week before was a little dicey, and if I'm being honest, I'm a little nervous. I hope today's turns out. I mean,
we don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know.
We've never known.
But so we're back from a great vacation at the lake, and there's a couple loose ends there that we want to tie up. But first and foremost, we want to bring you guys into the room with us today. We want you to pull up a cushion on this couch next to me. And we want you to see Brandon's
You don't want to pull up a cushion
wounds.
on the couch next to her because it's 90% dust.
The couch.
Yeah. When I sit down, it's just a puff of smoke. You'd assume I was a ninja about to vanish or a wizard casting spells, but nope.
Not a lot of support in this couch.
Dude, that couch is 12% Tilly still.
It is. I know. Sometimes I still find Tilly hair on my clothing.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, pull up a cushion on this dusty couch. Sit here with me and look at my brother's seeping wounds, oozing wounds.
Oozing.
Because as you guys know...
Secret of the ooze.
We've been talking about his charity baseball game. He was invited to play with the Norman Dirty Birds.
Norman Dirty Birds.
And this game took place on Saturday evening. Let's start from the beginning. Is your ankle also swollen?
Let's start from the beginning.
Is your ankle okay?
The year was 1982. And the greatest baseball player was born. His name, Birngham Buffalo. And he came into this world swinging. And then he played, and then he stopped playing.
For like 20 years.
For decades. And then he came out of retirement.
Yes.
That's where we landed.
That's where we begin our story.
So here's what happened.
Okay.
I'm going to be real honest. Guys, I'm going to let you in.
Yeah.
So I show up at the Ball Diamond to meet dear friend Michael Trepanier.
Dear.
and we play some catch.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good. I'm wearing slides because that's what you did. Can I tell you something?
That's what you do.
Can I tell you a secret about me that I'm not proud of, but I'm going to put on the internet?
Put it out there.
I am very big on listening to a specific type of music or song or whatever before a certain thing.
Right.
As you may or may not know, the last song I like to hear before I go on stage to play sad boy into indie rock is All the Way Up by Fat Joe. Because it's
Nothing can stop me.
it's so
all the way
confusing,
up.
and I love it so much.
And you actually play, like the audience can hear it. It's not only for
no,
you.
It's
for all of us.
It's my walkout music.
Yeah, it is.
It's my favorite. Ted hates it. And
Okay.
that's my favorite. I always make them all hug me backstage while All the Way Up plays. But this time, on my drive to Norman, I'm not joking. I thought, what's a song? What's a record that I listened to all the time when I was at the peak of my baseball playing
Like
career?
hoping it would place you back there mentally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which it did. Just not physically is the problem. But I went to Spotify and I fired up Before These Crowded Streets by one David Matthews Band.
Oh,
And
interesting choice.
I was a Dave Matthews stan.
You were.
Still, and you know what? I put it on. Suddenly, I got a full tank of gas.
Oh.
Open road.
Oh.
Stillwater, Oklahoma, circa 1998.
Eddie Bauer Ford Explorer.
Here I am. You know what I remembered while listening to it? Dave Matthews' lyrics are nonsense.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah.
But I was soaking it up. Yeah. Anyways, guys, I arrive at the baseball diamond. I'm wearing my slides. I'm playing catch with Michael Trepanier, feeling good.
Right.
I then get into my bag of baseball gear that I brought specifically for this game. It's been sitting in my attic, rotting for decades.
Dust off the spiders.
I put, yes, you jest, but. So I put on my cleats.
Oh.
Last time they saw the field, the state championship game at Allie P. Reynolds Stadium.
Whoa.
We lost 6-4.
Ooh.
Last time those have been on a foot. They've been in my attic ever since I put them on.
Did you just feel all the feelings?
All the feelings.
Oh,
And
was there still dirt crusted in there?
Yes.
Oh.
And we'll get to all of that as well, the feelings, physically
Did you
and
cry?
mentally, for reasons we have not encountered.
Okay.
Put on my cleats.
Yeah.
I take my first step. Yeah. The sole of one of them comes completely off. No. The sole of it has rotted and the glue has melted.
Oh no.
So my metal spikes, they're still in the field, and I'm on a like a what were those dancing shoes called? What's that brand?
Jazz shoes?
Yeah, there was a specific brand that
Capezio.
I was in a Capezio. Here's Brandon. Turns off Before These Crowded Streets, slides on up to the stadium, puts on his cleats, and now he's in a Capezio. He's going to pirouette his way back into our hearts. So that happens, and I think, well, okay. So I start to athletic tape the bottom of my shoe on.
No.
I get it on there, and I think, okay, this is going to work.
This is going to work.
Next step, other sole, completely off. They're in my car. If you want to see them, I'll show them to you so you know I'm not joking. My baseball cleats are in 4 separate pieces. Now, if you're keeping track of how many feet I have, it's just 2.
Brandon.
So
wow.
I then take off my shoes, my cleats. I keep them for nostalgia purposes.
Right.
I run and prove.
Right.
I run to my car without telling anyone where I'm going. We have 30 minutes to game time.
Yeah.
I get in my car with no shoes on, and I drive to the nearest Academy Sports and Outdoors. It's 15 minutes away. I run into Academy Sports
Because
and
all
Outdoors.
you had were your slides.
Yes. And so I ran actually into a neighborhood market at first,
Okay.
Walmart. I walked in and I go, it's a long shot, but you guys have shoes?
You have shoes. You have cleats.
And the 16-year-old in the vest looked at me like, you idiot,
Yeah.
no. And I go, okay. And then I sprint back to the car, and then I go to Academy Sports and Outdoors. I pull up to Academy Sports and Outdoors. I've left my slides at the baseball stadium.
Brandon.
I sprint in socks.
Brandon.
Sliding around corners. I grab the first pair of Adidas tennis shoes I find.
This is crazy because when you posted pictures from the game, I looked at your feet and I was like, Brandon doesn't have shoes like that.
He does now. He does now, and they're soaking in a pot of OxyClean as we speak. I grabbed the first pair. They're white. I don't price check them. I grab them and I slide to the front.
They were $225, guys.
I get in line behind a guy who's trying to pay with card and also cash, and he's arguing with the person. Yeah,
Pennies.
a dude's paying with pennies. And I sprint around to this other guy.
Yeah.
He gets me through the line. He's very, very sweet. Which, by the way, he was at the game afterwards, watching the band play at the game. It was wild. It was like a small world. So I sprint up to the stadium. They're doing I get there just in time. Hobbing 1 foot, putting on my shoes, and then they're doing the whole breakdown of here's what the game's about, guys. I show up and everyone's like, okay, where'd you go? And I'll tell you later. So we take the Norman Dirty Birds take the field against the Oklahoma City Cow Tippers. The Cow Tippers hats, they're cow heads.
I saw that. Bucket hats.
Some of them playing in overalls.
Yes.
Wild.
As you do.
I'm in shorts. Because I'm not going to spend money for this game. Oh, wait a minute. I just bought shoes.
And they're sparkling white.
And I thought to
not anymore.
I thought to myself, I should have bought cleats. We'll get to that.
Okay.
So we play the game. I take the field. I get some plays out in shortstop, trying to figure it all out, whatever.
Ooh, shortstop.
Shortstop. Played
You used to
shortstop.
play that.
Made some plays. And at one point, they say, hey, Brandon, can you pitch? And I go, well, no, but will. I proceeded to pitch at 2 innings, maybe.
Shutout.
Scoreless. Struck out almost everybody.
Brandon.
Feeling good.
Crindy texted me that you pitched, and I said, what? What? Because Brandon played catcher, guys, in high school.
And I was not going to do that this day.
The knees.
The last time I pitched was at a prospect camp where they inexplicably put me on the mound because I threw harder than the pitchers. It was just an off weekend for pitchers.
Yeah.
And they clocked me and were like, you're pitching. I was like, bad idea. First batter of the game, beat him square in the middle of his back, dropped him. And you're not allowed to take a base at a prospect camp because they want to hear you pitch or see you hit.
Yeah.
I beat him 2 more times in the same at bat.
Brandon.
I felt terrible for that kid.
That guy.
He quit baseball that day. He quit baseball that day. Anyways, so pitched a couple innings, went great. By the time those innings were done, so was my arm. And I said, take me out. Take me out, coach.
Because here's the thing about Brandon, guys. In any athletic endeavor, he will give it 100%.
And I told,
even knowing that he maybe shouldn't, he does.
You can take that maybe right out of there.
He does.
So my first at bat, step up to the plate. First pitch they throw me. It's great.
Yeah.
Base hit. Right over the shortstop.
Yeah.
Scoots past in between the outfielders to the fence.
Perfect.
This is double material written all over it.
Perfect.
Young Brandon, this has triple material written all over
Ooh,
it.
yeah.
I get close to first base. I start to do what's called a banana, where you bend out and try to give yourself a path to second. So you're not just
a banana.
You banana out. That's what it's called. Yeah. So I start to banana, and my feet, they don't start to banana in my new shoes.
Your new shoes.
My new shoes decide Brandon's going down.
Oh.
So Brandon tumbles over first base, puff of dust, looking like Pigpen from the Peanuts. And I lay on my back, and then I casually reach out my left hand and
safe.
Put it on the base.
Safe.
A double turn to a single real fast.
That's all that matters. Safe.
A somersault single from Brandon Birdwell. Safe. Everyone, you okay, bud? And my mouth says, yeah, totally. My spirit says, nah, dog.
Is that where some of these came from, or does that come later? Some of these wounds?
I wasn't keeping score at this point because I assumed I would only hit the ground once during this game.
Got it.
Cut to.
The 7th time.
I somehow get to second base. I don't recall exactly how. On the next at bat, somehow. Someone hits a ground ball, something. I get to second base. I'm on second base.
Okay.
Next hitter puts one in the outfield.
Okay.
Young Brandon Brand says, you're scoring from second, big guy.
Yeah.
Fire it up.
Yeah.
Ying, 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 ying. I run. I banana. This time my bananas. I'm headed home.
Okay.
And I see the catcher sitting there patting his glove. He's waiting for the throw. And so young Brandon thinks, you head first slide.
Head first slide.
Then old Brandon thinks, you don't do that.
No.
And then old Brandon thinks, you're going to catch a ball right between your shoulder blades if you don't. So I do this weird half slide where I just kind of fall.
Feet first, head first.
Like a person who was unexpectedly pushed forward. And I slide, and I'm safe.
Head first?
Head first.
Okay.
Slide, and I'm safe. And everyone says, why? What? Why? But I'm safe, and I got that run. Here comes my next at bat. My next at bat, they throw me the first pitch. It's a ball. I take it. Got an eye like DiMaggio, this kid. I take it. Second pitch, it's right in my bread basket, right in the wheelhouse.
Best term,
I
bread
hit
basket.
a real long foul ball.
Okay.
If it's fair,
Homer.
that's still going,
It's gone.
but it's foul.
Okay.
Next pitch, same pitch. Deep. Hit it to the warning track out in left center.
Okay.
This is a triple.
Okay.
Brandon learned better on his first at bat. He doesn't banana.
No.
He tangerines. He just stops on first and then turns and then jogs to second. He's not trying
It's
to
a
get third.
right angle.
It's a right angle all the way to second base, and I'm not trying for third.
No.
So I get a little.
Not today.
I'm feeling myself.
Yeah.
I'm on second base. I'm pointing at the dugout. Come on, boys. Come on, dirty birds.
Let's go.
Ah! Next batter puts one deep. Brandon's scoring from second. And Brandon's scoring from second on a jog.
Why don't you just go to third and stay there?
Because I'm in it to win it, sister.
Well, I know.
So I could have jogged from second to home, and I don't know why I decided to run hard.
Brandon.
I'm running hard. I round third, and I'm clear to score. Halfway between third and home, my new shoes don't cooperate again. I fall.
Brandon.
In between third and home, I fall in the dirt and then get up, and then I have to run home and slide, hook slide again.
Brandon.
I think I was safe. They call me out at home.
You were out at home?
On that one I was. And it's all because I fell. Now, here's the lesson, guys.
These new shoes have it out for you.
Well, they said...
Beware of these haunted new Adidas.
I didn't have time to set my foot in that little metal sizer thing.
Oh my gosh, Brandon.
The guy's paying with pennies. I'm trying to make it back for the national anthem. Here we are, guys. The Dirty Birds are flying together, and Brandon's getting left behind.
They called you out.
Well, yeah.
And you got these wounds.
All over. So that's why I tell you, I don't know when or how or where I got each individual wound.
Ouch.
But they're there. And I hurt.
It provided a moment of drama. Were the Dirty Birds cawing from the dugout at that point?
From the moment I fell the first time,
They never stopped.
it was Dirty Birdwell. Is what everyone was calling me.
Dirty Birdwell.
It's official that Dirty Birdwell.
And your shoes prove it because they are stained red from the Oklahoma dirt.
Dude, I am a filthy, filthy mess by the end of this game.
Brandon.
I had a great time.
Oh, and that's all that matters.
I wish I wouldn't have fallen that second time.
Sure.
The second fall's the one
Sure.
that did it.
Sure. Oh my gosh. So how did it end up? I know it was a charity game. Did you raise money?
We raised money.
Raised funds for the Norman
Music Festival, which is wonderful.
Yes. Great festival.
Yeah, so it was super fun, and everyone had a blast. And they are, everyone wants to do it again. We went and had a dinner afterwards, and everyone was having a great time. Made some new friends. There's some it was all musicians.
Love that.
So some really, really good musicians that I knew, some that I kind of tangentially knew through people, some that I'd never met, but I love their music.
Yes.
Shout out, there's a gal named Samantha Crane, Sam Crane, who was out there. She's incredible. You need to listen to her stuff. And she's also the sweetest human ever. It was my first time to meet her. She's wonderful.
How was she at baseball?
She was good. She's a trooper.
Okay.
She was out there.
Sure.
She played catcher one inning, and I was like, dang, Sam.
Yeah.
All right. But
There you
anyways,
go.
so after the game, everybody retreated to lick their wounds, so to speak.
Literally.
Everyone hurts. Not as bad as I do, probably.
You're dripping blood. That's another reason your shoes are dirty. They filled with blood.
They did. My feet are wet. My socks are wet. But there's a guy, I'm not going to shout out his name, but he in the email thread, he sent a message to everybody that just said, hey guys, I just wanted to tell you all, excuse me, this was, that ruins the moment, doesn't it? That this was really special for me. I've always loved baseball, but my parents didn't let me play when I was a kid. And this was my first time to actually play on a field with an actual team of people.
Oh, how
And so
great.
thank you. This is a life experience that I'll always, treasure. And everyone starts firing back emails. It's very sentimental.
I love that.
I expected everyone to have fun. I didn't expect everyone to have like this crazy wave of nostalgia that
It's like
that
the
wound up
Sandlot
happening.
out here.
It was fun. So I think it'll probably happen again. I think we'll go back out and do it in like 18 months when I'm healed and
Sure.
back to functional order.
Sure,
But yeah, it was fun. We did
love
it. We
that.
did it.
I'm glad it was overall a positive experience. What was the ending score?
Reeves Field 1, Brandon's body 0. No, I think I don't know. We lost. It was 8-7 or 8, like something
So
like that.
close, yeah.
Something like that.
But it was fun.
We had a blast. Oh,
And
man.
next time you'll be prepared. You'll know what gear you need to have.
Cleats. I am copping me some
Functional
cleats. Cleats and cletus and I will 100% be jogging everywhere I go.
Yeah.
Because one thing I did learn, listen, 2 for 2, batted 1,000.
Right.
One thing I did
pitching,
find out that I feel like in this league specifically, I can rely more on my hitting and not focus so much on my running.
Okay.
So let's just put the ball in play, and it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Don't go for extra bases, Brandon.
Right.
Don't do it.
Right.
You know who else I'm going to shout out right now?
Do it.
Well, first off, there's a fella named Alex Coleman, who he doesn't listen to this, but he plays in a band with young Ethan Neal, the future of percussion. He's a wonderful person. He played really well. And I'm also going to shout out my batting practice buddy, Michael Trepanier.
Yeah.
1 for 1, batted 1,000.
Look at you, Michael.
Never. He played when he was a little kid, but hasn't played since. And just through some practice and getting out there, killed it.
I love that.
Killed it.
There need to be more opportunities for
Adult men to play baseball.
and women and to do the things they did in their youth. And
Sure.
I say this as a former dancer. There are not many opportunities for adult women to dance.
Bricktown on a Saturday.
Okay.
I'll go down there.
Club.
I'll go down to the club.
No, but I'll tell you what I'm not going to do is dress up in a costume and dance at a recital with children. I'm not doing it. And all the opportunities.
But what if I told you
What?
that there's a cane, a little derby hat,
I'm in.
the collar that's not connected but has the bow tie? Basically what I'm saying is, what if I told you...
And some capizios.
What if I told you... I got some in the car if you want to. What if I told you that you could be putting on the Ritz? What if I told you...
Da, 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 da.
What if I told you that putting on the Ritz, going straight into hello, my baby, hello, my honey, hello, my ragtime gal. Is this a promo for the WB? Is there a frog here?
Going into a kick line. I'm in.
Send me a kiss by wire. Honey, my heart's on fire.
I'm impressed that you know
If you refuse me, then you will lose me, then you'll be left alone. So, honey, telephone and tell me I'm your own.
Yeah. That was beautiful.
Thanks.
Yeah, so I just love that. I love when there are opportunities like that for adults to participate in the activities of their youth.
Yeah, it was fun.
In a low pressure situation.
Yes.
Obviously, you put pressure on yourself.
So here's the thing. Having gone through it once, I have now learned where to
Take it easy.
where to place
Take it easy.
where to place the enthusiasm
Sure.
and where to not.
Right.
Running,
Right.
banana-ing,
No.
not gonna. Keep the bananas in their peel,
Yeah.
bub.
Yeah. Before we get to a little bit more about what we've been up to, I want to introduce
Keep that Chiquita, sorry,
you in the pail.
in the headdress.
Okay. Before we get on to some other things, I want to introduce you to a new friend of mine. Guys, I am holding a crocheted shrimp.
It deftly,
Isn't
made.
it?
Great, expertly.
Look at the little yarn legs.
Yeah.
Guys,
Ben didn't know how to say crocheted, so he kept referring. I showed him a picture, and he kept referring to it as a crotch stitched.
crocheted.
A crotch stitched. I was like, Bud, that's not it. It's
not it.
crocheted.
I mean, I like it. So, guys, I'm holding a crocheted shrimp. My friend Jenny is a master of the fiber arts, all of them.
Sure.
Knitting, crocheting,
And of
all of the other ones.
Moriscos as well, of shellfish.
Yeah. Jenny she came to church yesterday and she heard the last episode where I was talking about being in the crotch
stitched algorithm.
shrimp algorithm. And she pulled this out of her bag and I said, Jenny, you did not. And she said, I did. Its name is La Pronda.
It's so good.
La Pronda.
It's so good.
And I just want to shout it out because it's the cutest, most awesome thing I've ever seen.
This is an honest question from a person who doesn't know a lot about crotch stitching shrimp. How long? How long does that
take?
How many hours, minutes, how long does it take to crotch stitch a shrimp.
I will say this. She shared with me that her daughter Cameron, shout out Cam, hi Cam.
Camarones.
Sweetest gal around. Hey, Spanish for shrimp.
That's what I'm saying. Is it shrimp or is it Camarones shrimp? Or
I
is
think
it shellfish?
so.
Okay.
So she was getting her wisdom teeth out, and this is how Ginny occupied her time. She found the pattern for La Pronda and just went to work. So however long a wisdom teeth surgery takes, extraction takes, is how long it took her to do La Pronda, is my understanding. So I don't know if Ginny's going to start selling these. We might want to pop them in the
Thank you,
merch
producer.
shop.
Shrimp, yeah.
Yeah, it is. We might want to pop La Prondas in the merch shop. I don't know.
That just depends how long a La Pronda takes.
Right.
Because if a La Pronda is a super labor-intensive thing,
Right.
I don't think Jenny's kids have enough wisdom teeth
Nobody's that wise.
for this to happen.
Anyway, it just La Pronda makes me smile so much, and Jenny, I just love you.
God,
Thanks
Jenny,
for listening to the podcast,
Jenny, will you make a second La Pronda and then pop some little fish hooks in them, and Ash can wear them as earrings?
La Pronda's like almost 6 inches long.
La Pronda will stretch your lobes.
Although she's very lightweight.
Pop some ball bearings in her.
Just dangle them down. Oh my gosh. Okay. So a couple of lake things we want to talk about since the last remote episode. We were early in the week when we talked with you last time. We did stay at the lake through Friday. Brandon's lifting his leg with his arm so he can cross it.
And that's
where we're at.
That's not me joking. This is an audio only podcast. It's not a bit I need to do. It's just quite literally what needs to happen.
It is audio only because I forgot my phone as well. So we won't be doing a video clip. No one cares. It's fine.
No, I apologize on Ashley's behalf because, guys, I know that all of you tune in for the vids.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
All of you tune in.
And that's why we're no longer posting on YouTube, guys.
Because Brandon doesn't want to edit an hour-long episode. Like, at first I was like, I can do it. And then it's just not.
It's a lot of work.
A.
Producer doesn't do anything.
I get to listen to this podcast once when we make it.
Yeah,
and I don't want to listen to us talk again.
It's too much.
We suck. No, but it's, there's got to be a software that edits it for you. Michael Trepanier told me there's one, but I didn't look into it more.
Yeah, maybe we'll get back on the YouTube sometime, guys. But in the meantime, no one cares. Okay.
The Brandon Birdwell and Ashley Engle story.
Totally. We'll get to that. But in the meantime, no one cares. So a couple of lake things since the last remote episode, which, by the way, there have been several calls to have Jeff come on the podcast and tell the story about how he wrestled an alligator gar in high school.
I want to hear the story, too.
He wrapped it in a T-shirt and wrestled it. They didn't get it out of the water. It's too strong.
Stop giving away parts of the story.
He needs to tell it in his own voice, which will never happen. In the meantime, nobody cares.
No.
So I want to say this quickly. Yesterday afternoon, we had Asher's birthday celebration. His birthday's in March. Okay?
Sure.
So we're crushing it.
Yeah.
It's June. But he did the same thing he wanted to do last year, which is gather up some neighborhood and school pals and do an epic flag football game.
Fun.
And that's what they did, and it was great. But he's having trouble walking today.
I was about to say they're probably fine, but they're hurting.
Oh yeah, a little bit.
Gosh, I just don't remember
being sore as a kid.
I remember like after catching a doubleheader in 100 degrees, I remember being like, oh, I know,
feel it.
Like my body knew that it had done a thing.
Sure.
But it's not the same kind of thing.
No.
It's like there need to be different words for it.
Totally.
Sore doesn't really cover it.
No. Achy.
That doesn't cover it.
No.
Deceased. That's the closest thing. Somewhere on the spectrum between sore and deceased. Dude, a bunch of atrophied old dudes. Just a bunch of aging musicians out here.
Yes. Well, speaking of that, we did a whole lot of tubing on this trip. And you mentioned last week your near-death experience.
Yeah.
The first time you went out.
Yeah.
That probably didn't set you up for super strong muscles going into the game.
Well, just first off, I'm always set up for super strong muscles.
Okay.
And how dare you?
Okay.
And where do you get the right? And who do you think you are? I chalk it up to, it's not the muscles. It's just that the particular muscles and muscle groups working together they've not been on a group project together for quite some time.
Got it.
The swinging motion,
Right.
That's not.
The twisting.
The twisting and other all the
core.
things. The core. First off, my core is tremendous, and how dare you? And what gives you the right? And who do you think you are? Guys, brick house,
Listen.
strong.
Listen. Well, I went out tubing. I love how you talked about your near-death experience. You thought you were going to meet your maker when you fell off the tube
My
the first time.
spirit left my body.
But then you said, "Oh, I'll do it again."
Yeah.
You did not.
I did not because
I went out 2 times.
I thought better of it, and
I did it, and I'm still sore from it.
I also had a premonition what was going to happen at Reeves Park in Norman, Oklahoma.
Right.
And I just needed to set myself up.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. Good for you for listening to your
That's called wisdoms.
Yeah. But while we were out tubing the first time, we talked about the hazards of tubing, and there are many, but one of them is tubing in a 2-piece.
Don't be tubing in a 2-piece.
And I say this not as a person who tubes in a 2-piece, not as a person who wears a 2. These days, my 2-piece days are done.
I'm a tankini gal. Guys,
No, that's a 2-piece.
I'm a tankini. I'm not talking about you.
Okay. No, I'm saying.
With a little frilly skirt.
A swim dress.
A tankini with a frilly skirt. Guys,
Listen.
my jellies. Slopping around in my jellies.
That's what you needed to run the bases.
Banana clip, scrunchy.
They probably would have given you better grip than your Adidas.
Anything.
These were not made for
I'm pretty
baseball.
sure these were joke shoes.
They look good, or they will once they finish their OxyClean.
Once they get out of the OxyClean bath.
Okay, what you need to do after you get them out of the OxyClean bath is sit them in the sun. That's how you bring them back to their ultimate whiteness.
I actually think they're on the trampoline right now.
Okay, but when you take them out, set them in the sun to dry.
Do you think that the
And
trampoline's not in the sun?
No,
Where
I'm
do you
saying,
think? Do you think
when-
I own an indoor trampoline park? Where do you think my trampoline is?
Take them out of the liquid, is what I'm saying.
They're out of the
dry.
liquid on the trampoline.
Okay, then you're good.
Why would the bucket of the pickle bucket full of OxyClean be on a trampoline?
You tell
That's
me.
some Dr. Seuss business.
You
I
tell
will not
me.
pickle OxyClean on a trampoline.
Okay, so anyway, we're talking about the hazards of tubing, and there are many. The first of which, not the least of which, is tubing in a 2-piece. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. And this prompted a fit of inspiration for a new
yeah.
Kenny Chesney song.
Yeah, tubing in a 2-piece. Is it tubing in a 2-piece?
And Brandon proceeded to write it in
Yeah.
the moment on the boat.
Because I can only imagine that Kenny Chesney, in between his land shark loggers and grilling shrimp on skewers,
Camerones.
this dude doesn't have time to write a song. So someone says something, KC gets a lightning bolt of inspiration straight through the top of his straw hat, right into that bald dome of his. And he goes, tubing in a 2-piece.
But I loved that you just wrote it in the moment.
Yeah.
And I thought, actually,
It would have worked.
it would have worked.
Yeah, the sad thing is
It
you didn't.
will work.
No one got a phone out with a voice memo quick enough, and now it's gone. It's
Now
lost
it's
to the ether.
gone.
You know what I think's happening?
Will it not come back?
Not to me, but I'll tell you where it's going to go. It's going to float around the universe until it finds Kenny, and then it's going to just, and he's going to be sitting there, nursing a land shark logger, sitting out on a pontoon boat, eating a non-crochet, eating a La Pronda taco. And he's just going to go, you guys know what? I just think I thought of something. Tubing in a 2-piece.
It was a really good song, guys.
And I'll tell you this right now. Casey's got one dude on the posse who's always recording. Just holding an iPhone up to Kenny Chesney, because you never know when Casey's going to spit some gold.
You never know.
Tubing in a 2-piece.
You wrote the bridge. You wrote the end
There was
chords.
a big slide in on the guitar. It was like a key change.
Key change.
KC key change. That's how Kenny Chesney do it, guys.
I know. And if someone hears this and actually writes a song, looking at you, Maddie T, from this, we get part of the royalties, is what I'm saying. We get the entirety of the royalties.
No, I'll tell you what. KC's gonna do it, and it's just gonna turn up. It's just gonna turn up on the radio one day, and we're gonna be like, "What?"
It's going to win a CMA.
The man's plugged into the universe. The ether feeds him ideas.
Yep. But what a great country song.
It's great.
Honestly. Another hazard of tubing is that the nail polish will get ripped clean off your toes. And that's what happened to me.
Really?
I got back in the boat and some of my toes were bare. They had polish on them before I got in there. What?
All of my Lee press-ons
Dangerous.
gone.
No, I don't use Lee press-ons.
You gotta-
particularly on my toes. This is just polish. That's the kind of force. The G-force. Anyway, another activity that took up a lot of time was Uno. And what
Speedboat G-force.
leaving your bottoms behind in the cove.
Sun's out, buns out, tubing in a two-piece.
Yes. And that's the part of the song when everyone's like, sun's out, buns out.
And it's just goom, goom, gas, da goom, goom, gas. And then just it's the entire Reliant Stadium's on their feet, screaming, tubing in a two-piece. What are Chesney fans called? They're like parrot heads. They're like Buffett fans, but
Are they?
Yeah. Look that up, producer.
Okay, yeah. Thanks for coming on your week off. Okay, but we played a lot of Uno, and what cracked me up was,
Okay, you
what
ready?
are they called?
They're called No Shoes Nation.
Perfect. And they're the kind of folks that would love the smash hit of 2024, Tubin in a two-piece.
Tubing in a two-piece, no shoes nation. Only thongs I got on are on my feet, 'cause I'm tubing in a two-piece. Oh my God, they're the no shirt, no shoes, no problem bunch. That's who they are.
And they love some Tubin.
Tubing in a two-piece. That might be the title of the episode.
It has to be. But when we were talking about Uno and we were saying the French would play Uno.
And then you just take a drag off your cigarette. Every time you slap down the card. Bonjour. Ouais.
Ouais.
Ouais. Dras-tu? Ouais.
Duh.
Drap 4. Drap 4. Wild. Wild card. Drap 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ouais.
It made me laugh so hard, and it's still making me laugh. If anybody listens who's from France,
Wild card.
do you guys call it Uno or do you call it
Bleu. Bleu.
Rouge?
Rouge. Just imagining just an old French broad just playing
She's got a cappuccino, and there's croissant crumbs.
right and
Croissant.
just sitting right over her shoulder is the chat noir.
Yes.
Meow. Le
Le miao.
meow. Le mieux. Drap 4. Ouais.
Uno is very popular in the cafes of Paris.
Just really, you go in there and you're expecting all this culture. You're just expecting I'm going to have my French experience. You walk in and first thing you hear, Drap 4. Ouais.
Just slapping the table.
Wild.
Oh, it made me laugh so hard. Okay, we've talked about how when we go on trips, it's all about the food. Our family can put it away.
Yeah.
And one of the major things we put away on trips when we have the ability to cook our own food is eggs.
Yeah, we're eggs.
A lot of oofs.
Is that what it's eggs in French?
Oofs.
Oofs.
Oof.
Oof.
So,
How many oofs do you want?
listen, enough. You have a whole complex about eggs. It's very much a tell me my eggs are good scenario.
No, you don't need to tell me my eggs are good. I know my oofs are bon. I've got the bonest oofs you've ever heard. You know what I'm saying? If you're making a list of top 10 oofs ever to be made, you know where mine's falling?
Listen,
Oofs, bon.
you kept making eggs for Lindsay, which was very kind.
I'm a kind person.
But then you would hover around,
Yeah.
just waiting for her response. It was a lot of pressure
Yeah.
to tell you that they were good.
Oui, chef.
And the first day you made them,
They were perfect. And don't.
very soft.
Soft scramble. I'm not going to make you.
Very soft
I'm not
scramble.
going to overcook your scramble. It is patently wrong. It is the wrong way to make an egg.
Some people get grossed out by a soft scramble.
Not if you do it right. Which I did.
She didn't.
She ate every bit of it.
She did.
So watch yourself.
But then the next day, what did you do?
I made a sunny side up egg, but I made it with butter and bacon grease, and I basted them in it, and they were perfect.
And that was her top choice.
I'm not going to be...
And she said, the eggs are good.
There's a right way.
Okay.
And there's a wrong way to scramble an egg.
Okay.
You ask any chef.
Okay.
And if you say, is a soft scramble the right way to make an egg? You know what any chef is going to say? Bleh. Bleh. Because you know how many ways there is to scramble an egg? And
I like mine a little bit more solid. I like them with some cheese, fromage.
I'm not opposed to fromage, but don't overcook a scramb. And I'm done here. We're done here.
When you scramble an egg, how many do you make for yourself?
4.
Okay. Wow.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4.
And do you put stuff in them? Do you do cheese?
Love,
do you do
time, effort, energy, low heat?
Tell me my
perfection.
eggs are good.
Yeah, guys, I'm going to put a survey on this episode.
Okay.
Whether you've had my eggs is of no consequence.
Okay.
Smash the yes. Smash the
For what? What's the question?
no.
Have you had my eggs?
No.
Oui or no?
Are my eggs good? Are my oofs bon? Do I bon oof? Ouais. I'm number at bon yeah.
Now you're just making sounds.
Je m'appelle ben oh.
My name is Good Egg. Yes.
I mean, ouais. Anyways, shut up, everyone.
Listen, but just the number of times you were like, tell me my eggs are good.
Well, okay, yeah, well, okay. No. Brandon.
He's still going.
Brandon can't have needs. Brandon doesn't need an emotional support horse. Brandon doesn't need to be told his eggs are good.
An emotional support La Pronda.
Guys, can I tell you something? You know what my wish for all of you is? That in your life, you will always be told that your oofs are bon. Because a life of bon oofs is a life well lived. Okay?
Okay.
And I hope that none of you start a podcast with your sister where she gets on the internet and tells you that your oofs are what's bad.
Mal.
That's Spanish too. That I got a sister telling me I got mal-oofs when my oofs are bon. Okay?
I didn't say that.
You're down to my last nerve. You know how many nerves I've got left?
I didn't even taste them. I just know visually if they're too soft.
A custardy texture.
I know.
Is what
it's a visceral, textural. I just need them to be a little bit more
wrong.
solid.
You just need them to be wrong.
Maybe.
Wrong. And you know what I say? Wrong ain't bon.
Okay.
Okay? Wrong ain't bon when you're tubing in a toupee.
Okay. At the lake, how many hours did the children fish?
It's a lot.
Like 9 to 6.
Yeah, a lot of
daily.
A lot of fishing.
So much
A
fishing.
lot of angling.
Angling.
A lot of angling going on.
Especially those Engle boys.
Anglers. Mm-hmm. The anglers.
That's it.
When they start their competitive bass boat team.
Right this very minute.
Don't gloss over the anglers, because that's as good as Tubin in a two-piece. When they pull up to weigh in at the end of the day, Tubin in a two-piece blaring on their bass boat. The angler boys blaring on a bass boat, Tubin in a two-piece. Here we go.
A lot of alliteration.
Paunch us, Kenny Ches.
Give us all the money from your song. Tell us it's good.
Give it all. Put some of that Chesney on our eggies. Give us some Chesney eggs. That'll make a bon oof.
Listen. So many hours right this very minute. On my way here, I dropped Harrison off at your neighborhood pond because Lindsay sent a picture from the HOA Facebook of a monster catfish.
Can I tell you something?
And he's on the hunt for it.
I can't wait for the HOA to cuff him.
Why?
Because he doesn't live in this neighborhood.
I said, if anyone approaches you, tell them you're staying with your aunt and uncle.
I will deny it on the neighborhood app. I can't wait to watch him get cuffed and brought up from the pond for poaching.
Put in the HOA jail.
Just poaching local boy Arrested for poaching catfish in neighborhood pond.
Lindsay invited him and said he was welcome anytime.
Engle angler brought down.
He has a fishing license. He made it with a crayon and
Well,
some lined notebook paper.
That's the level that we're working with in this neighborhood, so it's fine.
The HOA jail is just a dog crate in the HOA Prez's garage.
That pond is stocked with one catfish. His name's Rufus.
He gets caught twice a summer.
Not a smart fish.
No.
He keeps coming back for more.
That catfish was a monster.
It's a big catfish.
Huge catfish. I would say 25 to 30 pound catfish.
Rufus is a big catfish.
Harrison's trying to catch it.
Well,
right this very minute.
He's going to get arrested. He's going to get arrested for poaching.
Okay, guys, I wanted to circle back to the vanilla bug spray. I think it works. I tested it all week at the lake. Didn't get a bite.
Okay, well.
I filled probably an 8-ounce spray bottle, a small spray bottle, with about a quarter of good vanilla, quarter full, and then the rest water. Shake it up. You do have to reapply often. Sure. But it smells great. Yeah. And I don't think I got a bite all week.
You're just sitting out here, little spritz, 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 little sip, sip, sip. Mm-hmm. It's doubles. Doubles as a little beverage.
No, don't drink it.
Don't tell me not to drink bug spray. If there's one thing that you should know about me, it's don't tell me not to drink bug spray. Because you know what I'm going to turn around and do? I'm going to drink bug spray.
Don't do it. But guys, it might be worth a shot for you. If you are plagued.
It's gonna be a shot for me. I'm gonna take a quick shot of the bug spray.
And here's the thing:
when you drink it, did you know? Do you remember the whole? I don't know if this is a myth or not. If you drink like a shot of apple cider vinegar or just like vinegar every day, that mosquitoes will leave you alone.
No,
I've always heard that, and I don't know if it actually works. But I'll tell you what it did do. It made me develop an affinity for the taste of apple cider vinegar.
I drank apple cider vinegar daily for a while. I don't remember why. Because it wasn't for the mosquitoes.
Gut health. It's good for your gut health, they say.
Sure.
I quite like it. I just like the flavor of it.
Yeah,
which makes me weird, but I like it.
No, I don't think it makes you weird.
Thank you.
Do you eat the mother? You know the mother?
Well, it's in the thingy. It's in the bottle that I get. By the way, who makes that? It's that Dr. Squanch.
That's not it.
That's a soap brand.
Yeah.
Dr.
I don't know.
Pepper.
Nope, that's not it. But
Thunder.
On the way out of the lake, on the way home. Yeah. Did you notice the rummage sale that was showcasing knives and swords?
Yes, I did. It just says knives and swords on it. And dude,
did you stop for a sword?
No, but I've got too many already. Have you seen my sword room?
They're on the wall right here.
Have you guys seen my sword room?
Tell me my swords are good.
Man, this is one of my favorite stories. Dear friend of mine named Matt, one night in college was sitting at home on the couch where he lived with his cousin. And his cousin came in, we'll say, from a night at the bars. Okay. From a night out with some bug spray.
Revelry.
He comes into the house, vanishes into his room for a good hour, comes back out and sits on the couch next to my buddy and goes, "There's no way to really be sure, but I think I might have just bought a bunch of ninja equipment on the internet." And for the next 2 weeks, almost every day, a new piece of ninja weaponry showed up on their doorstep. One day it's size. The next day it's throwing.
Real ninja equipment?
Like he bought legitimate. He came home from a night out having fun and bought a bunch of ninja stuff. That's it.
I love, there's no way to be sure except for the online receipt.
Yeah, but I just love that was, what was the conversation he was having before he left the bar?
With himself.
You know what I'm going to do?
Become a ninja.
Fight the Foot Clan. But what do I need? Let's make a checklist.
Throwing stars.
Check.
Face mask.
Check.
Loose fitting pants.
Check. Hard shell. Can't do it. They don't sell them.
They don't sell them anymore. That's hilarious. I'm sure there are a lot of purchases like that where people who are just coming out of surgery, and I'm not saying this to throw Crindy under the bus, but many years ago she had a surgery. Yeah. We're not going to say what it was. But just, we don't need to talk about that because privacy, right?
Toe-plasty.
It was a toe-plasty. And so she had a surgery, and what she purchased a lot of as she was coming out of anesthesia were pool floats.
Sure.
One was so large that it didn't even fit in their pool.
Yeah, well,
She had to send it back.
when you're coming out of anesthesia, you don't have time to measure the pool.
No, you don't.
You just eyeball it.
I just wonder how many people come out of like a surgery, a wisdom teeth extraction, and they hop onto the Amazons.
You know what I bought the last time I was coming out of anesthesia?
What?
Everything on the Wendy's menu. And I ate every bit of it.
Did you really?
It was the most glorious experience of my entire life.
Was that wisdom tooth?
That was
Toplasty.
toplasty.
So
That's a toplasty, guys. It's the catch-all for surgery. The catch-all for surgeries you don't want to discuss on a podcast is called a toplasty.
Toplasty. It's not that anyway. So
It was my Brazilian butt lift, guys. I needed to get a little bit more dump in this truck. Guys, I was going to be suns out, buns out, tubing in a two-piece. I'm not going to go out here all flat cheeking,
anyway, guys.
flat and pale. Nah, dog.
I just wonder how many returns.
Take me to South America.
I just wonder.
But first, Wendy's.
I'm trying to move us along, guys. I wonder how many returns Amazon processes that have been purchased accidentally by people who've either come out of surgery
Have you never
or they've
returned anything
been
on
out for a night of
Have you never
revelry.
returned anything on Amazon? There is literally a box you check that say was drunk or was under anesthesia. There's a Brazilian butt lift box to check. Sorry. Didn't mean to buy this disassembled treehouse. Was getting a butt lift.
Listen. Disassembled treehouse.
I'm not going to put that together. I'm healing from my BBL. I got scars.
Listen. Okay, while at the lake, this kind of moves us into our next segments. Well, first I'm gonna ask you this: how is your algorithm?
It's good. I've been doing a lot of. There's a thing I follow called Ranker History.
Yes, I follow that too.
And it's just lists of everything from most gruesome injuries on a season of Survivor to 10 times Leonardo DiCaprio tipped bad. It's stuff like that. 101 reasons Keanu Reeves is the best person alive, and 7 different ways to eat applesauce. It's like the weirdest lists, but I read them all. And so they keep feeding them to me. I love it.
That's fun.
Love it.
That's actually providing a service.
That's toilet bowl fare.
Okay. Anyway, guys, I wanna put you guys onto 2 people that have popped up in my algorithm. I don't know if it's because I'm a tall gal. I'm sure it is, but there's a romance blossoming before our very eyes on the internet.
Okay.
Between a fella named Tyler Bergatino and a gal named Gabriela Gonzalez.
Okay.
Both of them are tall. He's 6'9", she's 6'1". He has a TikTok called Tall Talk, where he goes out in public and interviews tall people just about life. And a lot of it's about like their dating lives.
Does he just like flag them down on the street, like man on the street style?
Yes.
Okay.
He's 6'9", so
tall.
he's a tall dude.
That's a tall man.
She's 6'1".
That's a tall gal.
They're both beautiful people. Lovely, lovely people. So he interviews her on the Tall Talk, right? Just out and about in Miami. He's gone to Miami.
Sure.
You can see the connection. The instant sparks are flying, and it's happening. They videoed it, right? So this has all happened like within the last week or two. So I just want to put you guys onto them. I think hers is called, I don't have their handles, but it's Gabriela or Gabby Gonzalez and Tyler Bergatino. Look them up and follow it. Since this has happened, she's been out to see him. He's been out to see her. They've been to Disney. He's met her family. He sends her care packages and flowers. I'm all in. I'm very invested.
So
I'm
guys,
so invested.
follow along as we watch this unsustainable love bombing relationship crash and burn. Guys,
in for it.
hop on board. I can't wait for the Amber Heard Johnny Depp style trial that follows it. I can't wait
I reject that.
to see Tall Talk
No, it's magic.
implode on itself.
It's magical, and they're beautiful and precious, and I'm here for the wedding.
Guys, here's the
Follow along.
Ashley's warm-hearted take on tall talk and Brandon's cold-handed warm take on tall talk. Either way, it's going to be delightful to watch.
Lindsay and I have also been trading Instagram videos of the cast of Bridgerton dancing to popular music, in their period costumes.
I don't like it.
No,
I don't
but
like
Beyonce, I like it. I enjoy it.
It pulls you out of it. I don't
Anyway,
need that.
what you been watching, reading, or listening to quickly?
I listened to there's a record by a guy I'm revisiting. It's a guy named Sam Nelson. He's from the band X Ambassadors, but he has a solo record that's really good. And my dear friend Tyler sent me a record yesterday that I've been listening to on a loop since he sent it. I'm looking it up right now. It's by an artist called Swamp Dog. And the record is called, hold on.
Great name.
Isn't it a great name?
Yeah.
I'm looking.
I like one of those things. I'll let you guess which one.
Swamp Dog. The record is called Love, Loss, and Auto-Tune. It's awesome.
That's a great title.
It's awesome.
We watched a lot of great movies at the lake, old throwback movies. But guys, recently on Netflix, I have binged the America's Sweethearts, the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders series.
Lindsay did that too.
And it was delightful. I love a documentary style series where they, start out with people, tell you the backstory, they go through the audition, then they do the thing. I quite enjoyed it. But man, that world.
It's wild.
Oof.
It's the same two gals
Body image
coaching it that have always done it, right?
I know, and their characters.
That's
They demand excellence. But I'll tell you what
how
else.
have they held that job? This cheer cartel. How have they held that job for so long? It's the weirdest.
Dynasty.
How
The
have-
Dynasty.
Dinosaurs.
We watched as a family a movie, I believe you can find it on Netflix, called Arthur the King. It's Wahlberg, and it's a true story.
Mark
it's a
Wahlberg?
Yes. It's a true story about adventure racing, and quite enjoyed it. It's a good family movie, though there's a little bit of language. We started the Beckham documentary.
It's great.
Loving it.
It will make you.
Fall in love with him.
He is an adorable character by the end of it.
At the beginning.
And she's great too. Yeah, it humanizes him in a way that I feel like he's never, because he's been such a huge global star for so long, and her as well.
Yes.
But it's like, it's very easy to get caught up in just the celebrity of them.
And the high fashion.
Right. But to see him, I'll be curious to talk to you after it's all over, because he's always been this like international sex symbol, handsome, blah, 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 all these things.
Yeah.
You get to see him kind of just be a dorky dad. And it's awesome.
Yeah, I'm here for it. I love meeting his family.
Love it.
I love seeing his childhood. I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
He's Jamie Tart, but like better and bigger and the whole thing.
Totally.
Yeah.
I love it. Last night I watched with the family Okie Noodlin' one. Never tire of it. Never tire of that documentary, because if kids are so into fishing, I told Harrison, if I come back here and you're soaking wet noodling for that catfish in this pond, you're walking home.
No, but you're walking home with my respect.
What did you name the fish? Rufus.
Rufus.
If you noodle for Rufus.
If you noodle for Rufus, you're walking home. There's a title right there.
Totally. Okay, what's your warm heart?
It's lame, but playing baseball.
That's not lame at all.
Playing baseball. That's
I love it. Because
all
you
the
love
things.
it. Because you love the game.
You love the game.
You love the game. Okay, I had a really great late night conversation with my oldest teenager last night. And as I've said, if a teenager wants you to go somewhere with them, if they want to talk to you, do it. And we stayed up till midnight talking.
There was this one time
and faith.
when we stayed up way past midnight.
Stop it. But life and faith and big life questions, and I treasure it. And it was really dear to me. Warmed my heart right up. Love that boy.
It warmed my oofs.
Yeah. Oh, what?
Overwarmed them.
Brandon.
I'm over. I was literally just trying to stretch this because the music's about to start. I'm trying to call back to the egg conversation, guys. What I'm saying is,
You're digging a hole.
Oofs are bon.
You're digging a hole. You're digging a hole. The Brandon Birdwell story. Stop talking. You're digging a hole.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Au revoir.